Hey guys, it's Bub here, and this video we're taking a look at yet another viewer recommendation, Vista Delta Reloaded. This is actually Vista Delta Reloaded Beta 3 that I downloaded on archive.org not too long ago. In the past, we've taken a look at Windows Vista Delta, but this Reloaded variant aims to add more features and make it even more the original goal of Vista Delta. Again, I cannot even remember what the original goal of Vista Delta was. I believe it was to make Windows Vista seem more like Windows Longhorn, because a lot of people actually did end up liking that theme. As we can see here, I mean, it's already evident. So yeah, I do believe that was the theme, if I recall correctly, that they want it to look more like Longhorn. Vista Delta Reloaded really enforces that concept of making this a true Longhorn-like competitor, or a true Longhorn-like, I don't want to call it a clone, but a clone in a way. First things first, we can see that this is like the Windows Vista /7 beta background. As we know, the traditional Windows Vista background for setup is a greenish. I love the one in Vista, but I do like this one too. And of course, Windows Vista is that infamous ISO that you cannot, there's no skip option for the product key. You have to enter a product key, which I will let you guys copy this in case you decide to try this out yourself. There's the key if you would like that. I'm going to go ahead and click next and wait for this to activate. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and accept the terms, custom, and I'm going to wipe the disk that's already on here as I was using it for testing. And here we go. We're going to install this ISO and take a look at Windows Vista Delta Reloaded. That is most definitely a mouthful. Alright, and here we are in the out-of-box experience. So first things first, just analyzing this out-of-box experience. We can see the background is blue with the Windows logo up here in the top left. I believe this is a Longhorn wallpaper. And we can see the theme of the window is exactly like one of the Longhorn builds. I don't know the specific build number, but it does look like one of the Longhorn builds. So we're going to go ahead and type our username. We'll just call this Vista. And let's change our profile picture to that one, as it kind of resembles Windows XP. And as you can see, this was also a Windows Longhorn thing. The theme of the button, you see how it's kind of like a glossed over blue? That was a theme from Longhorn. And continue. And there we go. That was a very easy out-of-box experience compared to what we see today in Windows 11 or Windows 10. So many things we have to click through just to get to the desktop. I'm not sure exactly what this lag is here, why we're stuck on this screen. Alright, and here we are. I'm going to have to reboot this OS for you and get you to hear the startup sound that just played, because wow, that was incredible. That startup sound was like magical. So as we can see here, this already looks a little bit different. The loading bar, or the loading circle rather, is green. Ultimate is a different text. It's on the bottom, different font. And here we are. And wow, this really just so much resembles Windows Longhorn. But remember, this is actually Windows Vista. So this isn't really Longhorn. So we're going to go ahead and just adjust the screen resolution, because one thing I've noticed is that Windows Vista VMware tools doesn't really get along with each other. So that's kind of why all I do is I adjust the resolution, and now you guys are able to see a little better. So here we are. As you can notice, the background is the same background that we've seen in some builds of Windows Longhorn, the later builds. We do have the Windows sidebar here with the classic glass glazed over look that you would find in Windows Longhorn. I don't think this look officially made it to Vista. It looked a little more refined by the time it got to Vista. Over here we have the recycle bin, as well as a note document that tells us about the OS. So let's start reading. Vista Delta Reloaded, which was formerly Vista Retrophase, is a Windows Vista Ultimate SP2 with a 6003 mod update and a spiritual and updated successor to Windows Vista Delta, aimed to create Windows Vista concepts seen in various places in Beta 2 experience. It's inspired from Project 05, in the past taking a look at Project 07, and by that person I'm not going to mention. I am not exactly sure what the drama is there, or what that person that they're not going to mention did, but we're going to move on from that. So here it includes these things right here. I'm not going to read over everything. And then here is a change log for all of these. And then here are older versions before the rebrand and all of this fun stuff. This is definitely a long document, but credits to all of these fun people for making this possible. I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot to get into something like this. Taking a look here at the taskbar, we can see now, granted, we don't have arrow effects enabled because I don't have VMware tools or graphics drivers installed. But we can see that this does end up looking a little bit different from the final build of Vista, probably because it is themed around Longhorn. It's got a darker hue to it, as well as the start menu also has a darker hue to it. Clicking on the start menu, we can see the glass effect around. This does look slightly different than the final release of Vista. The icons, I love these icons. They are unique. I don't know if that was ever officially an Internet Explorer icon. I feel like it might have been, but I might be wrong. The Welcome Center we can see here is basically just the Windows Vista Welcome Center. Then we have Media Player with that icon. I mean, yeah, that's definitely an unofficial icon. I don't believe that actually came with Windows Media Player 11. And Windows Collaboration. This is actually a software I've never heard of before. It does not appear to be working. Okay. So let's take a look at what's actually installed here. We have Internet Explorer 64-bit, Program Defaults, Windows Anti-Spyware. I didn't even know that was a thing. But Windows Spyware is actually running definitions from July 13th of 2006. So I would say that we are not very protected by Windows Anti-Spyware. Then we have Windows Calendar, Collaboration, Contacts, DVD Maker, Fax and Scan, Live Messenger Download, Windows Mail, Media Player, Media Center Media Player, Movie Maker, Photo Gallery, Windows Update, all of these fun accessories which look like our typical Vista accessories, and even accessories that still come with Windows today. Extras and upgrades, back when you could actually upgrade and get good features with your Windows upgrades. Games, my favorite games, everyone knows on this channel, it's Purple Place. But I've actually never heard of Microsoft Tinker before, so we're going to have to, take a look at that. Okay, I guess we can't play Microsoft Tinker without a graphics driver. I don't actually know what Tinker is, but that looks pretty cool. So maybe we'll have to try that out another day. We then have a maintenance folder with our typical maintenance things, including Windows Remote Assistance, and then nothing in the startup folder. Taking a look in the Windows Explorer itself, we can see that Windows Vista, or Longhorn rather, window border carries over into all of our applications, this gray theme. There is an arrow theme that was shipped with Windows Longhorn that we did take a look at in one of our actual Longhorn build reviews, but that took a lot to get working on that specific build. For this build, all it would be to install VMware Tools, but I know that VMware Tools, like I said, does not get along with Vista that well, or at least the pre-installed tools that come with VMware Workstation. We can see that blue bar at the top and the blue bar at the bottom really resemble what you would see in Longhorn Beta 2 specifically. Again, that's the whole point of this project, but they really did a good job, and I can't imagine how much you would have had to modify this to make it look like this. By default, there are 5 built-in songs. Unfortunately, I don't believe Microsoft does this anymore. I think the last one they did this was 7. And then I want to take a look at the task manager just to see what we're utilizing here. So we're utilizing 14.5, 0% CPU usage, and 600 megs of RAM out of 1 gig. So now it's time for the last part of this video that I show you how to actually, or not how to, but I show you that startup sound. So I figured to show you the startup sound, I would force crash the machine because it's always fun to force crash Windows Vista. And then once this boots up, I will show you that startup sound. So as we can see, here's that startup screen again, Windows Vista, kind of like a combination between what we saw in Vista and Windows XP. I don't recall if this was actually a Longhorn startup. What's a little disappointing that sound got cut off because it was much longer the first time, but that is the startup sound. But yeah, this is a brief overview of Windows Vista Delta Reloaded. It is a very cool operating system that I highly recommend anyone check out, or even if you have an older machine that you really don't care about, install it and play around with it. It is a very cool operating system that really takes you back to the Windows Longhorn Beta 2 days without actually running Longhorn Beta 2, worrying about time bombs or things like that. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.